When Icy gives two Winx girls the deep freeze, Bloom comes to the rescue.
I'll get you, Icy!
Now!
She's all ours.
Don't miss the Winx Club, coming up next. On the next episode of The Winx Club, Bloom goes to the Althea School for Fairies in the realm of magics, where she meets exciting new friends, as well as dangerous new foes. The magic's in you, on the next Winx Club, next week.
The Elentians shall rule once more.
The human race will be wiped out. Turtle armor force, move out.
You are no match for my power.
You gotta watch an all-new Ninja Turtles next week, only on 4Kids TV. Hey, Raph.
What?
Does my butt look big in this outfit?
So we get zapped to this weirdo dimension controlled by an evil warlord who commands psycho zombies who want to bash our shells in. And oh yeah, I get eaten by a giant cockroach. You gotta watch an all-new Ninja Turtles next week.
How come all the weird stuff always happens to us? It just doesn't seem fair.
Raphael is sent to a world where racing pro bike is the only way to survive. Can he reach the finish line before the ice worms finish him? It's an all-new Ninja Turtles next week. Raphael, Planet Racer! Raphael!
Weapon.
This is it!
Only one thing can save Tails. Super Sonic. Don't miss a super spectacular season finale of Sonic X next week. Sonic's world and Earth are about to collide.
Our only hope to save both worlds is to send you and Sonic back home.
Time's running out.
Catch Sonic X before it's too late next week.
On a new Sonic X. Valentine's Day is over for everyone else, but not for Amy.
I'll catch Sonic in a trap and his heart will burn with love.
Love is fleeing on an all-new Sonic X next week.
Well, do we have a future together?
On the next piece of One Piece.
Let's finish this, Arlong!
This is one battle you can really sink your teeth into. Can Luffy win a fight against Arlong's bite? Come aboard an all-new episode of One Piece and find out next week. On the next piece of One Piece. Is the battle over for Luffy and Arlong?
The whole building's going down.
Come aboard an all-new episode of One Piece and find out next week. What would Dr. K do if Chopper joined the crew?
Congratulate him?
Wrong! She'd clobber him!
Back, Chopper!
Come aboard an all-new episode of One Piece next week.
Start your engines. They're coming. It's the Bad Boy Bikers versus Kirby in Cappy Town's biggest race ever. No warp stars allowed. Don't get left behind. Catch an all-new Kirby right back at you later this morning.
G.I. Joe, Sigma 6, an elite special forces team, the world's only defense against Cobra, a villainous organization determined to rule the world. Report for duty to Sigma 6, later this morning on 4Kids TV.
One of these characters from Chaotic will never be seen again.
This can't be happening. It can't.
You won't want to miss an all-new Chaotic at its new time, today at 10:30.
Finally, it can be told.
Girls are smarter, stronger, and better than boys.
You think girls are better than guys? Let's find out. You versus me, male versus female, today.
Which are better, boys or girls? The answer on an all-new Chaotic next week.
Helix 2 comes out today, the most highly anticipated vid game ever.
We take the games, you take the heat! Step away from the games, player hater!
Jump ahead to an all-new Ninja Turtles Fast Forward next week.
Cody! I'm the one who got dumped on his shell. How about Mikey?
Michelangelo demonstrates how to eat popcorn, while we show scenes from the next Ninja Turtles Fast Forward. Jump ahead to an all-new Ninja Turtles Fast Forward next week. Leonardo shows us how not to eat popcorn. Oh, Leo.
A notorious intergalactic mercenary named Torben Zix.
Zix of the Black Blade? Zix the Enigma? He's a troublemaker of legendary proportions. Wow, he's good.
Jump ahead to an all-new Ninja Turtles Fast Forward later this morning.
You signaled, Chief?
No, I signaled.
What's all this then?
Jump ahead to an all-new Ninja Turtles Fast Forward next week.
We should probably go save him now, huh?
On the next all-new Viva Pinata, Holly and Fergie find the perfect hiding spot.
What a dump!
A dump in the middle of nowhere? You know what this means?
We probably can't get a pizza delivered?
You gotta catch an all-new Viva Pinata. Up next.
News of the world. Who's the new Mew Mew? The fight for planet Earth rages on. Even society's rich and mollycoddled are rolling up their sleeves and getting their hands dirty. Why, just look at Karina Buxworth. This debutante is living proof that you're never too privileged to take one for the team. As long as team time doesn't interfere with tea time. Karina Buxworth, new Mew Mew. Next week, only on 4Kids TV.
Mew Mew Power is on 4Kids TV right now.
Next time on the Mew Mews. The new help at Cafe Mew Mew isn't much help at all.
I'd love to give you a hand, but I'm on break.
How am I supposed to save the world and stuff if I'm always pulling double shifts? And speaking of stuff, there's some seriously spooky stuff going on at Excalibur High.
They say it's the ghost of a young girl and she comes out at night wandering the school.
And it's no pool party. But it's nothing I can't handle. Anyway, see you next week on an all-new Mew Mew Power. Next time on the Mew Mews. Just when I'm beginning to think Elliot's a real killjoy, he goes and throws a party, and we're all invited. It's the biggest, fanciest event of the whole year, with entertainment and everything. I even get to bust him move a little. Well, I bust something. It's the perfect party! At least until a certain pointy-eared party pooper shows up, then things really hit a sour note. We've got to be careful. That's no ordinary parasite. Let's hope we can save this soiree. Anyway, see you next week on an all-new Mew Mew Power. Next time on the Mew Mews, a nice day in the park turns into a ridiculous goose chase when some totally annoying street performer kid sees me go into Mew Mew mode.
Could you imagine the kind of tips I would make if I could turn into a cat like you during my show?
Now I've got to get away before she finds out these ears aren't exactly a Halloween costume. And just when my day can't get any crazier, Dren shows up with some Samba mutant lizard monster to make the party complete. Anyway, see you next week on an all-new Mew Mew Power. Next time on the Mew Mews. Just when the daily grind of cappuccinos and customers is about to get to us, Bridget wins an all-expense-paid trip for her and her friends to a fancy resort spa. Well, fancy's not exactly the word. I mean, what kind of massage can you get with a bulldozer? And what's with those chimps? Anyway, maybe our new friend Marco can help us solve the mystery. That is, if Dren doesn't get to him first. I thought spas were supposed to be relaxing. Anyway, see you next week on an all-new Mew Mew Power.
All new Mew Mew Power is on 4Kids TV right now.
Next time on the Mew Mews, you get to come with us on a tour of Karina's fabulous mansion. She's got tons of servants, a closet full of amazing outfits, and a humongous dining room where the food is totally top-notch. Oh, and that's Karina's brother, Sergio. They used to be close, but not anymore, which is kind of a bummer, since Karina's got a pretty big day coming up. Oh well, guess it's me and the girls to the rescue. I got him! I got him! If we could only get rid of that pirouetting parasite. Anyway, see you next week on an all-new Mew Mew Power. Next time on the Mew Mews, there's some mysterious superhero battling to protect people from monsters in the shadows of the night. But this superhero might not be so super after all. Turns out she might be working for the Cineclons. Or she might just be your average international pop star with special powers who gets a kick out of fighting monsters in her spare time. Or she might be both, an evil international pop sensation bent on world destruction. Anyway, see you next week on an all-new Mew Mew Power. Next time the ultra glam Renee Roberts to leave the good life and join up with us Mews might be our toughest assignment yet. And we thought Karina had an attitude.
Excuse me?
She's just gotta say yes. With the future of the Mews at stake, Renee just might be our only hope.
Say goodbye to your little friends, kitty kitty.
Things are looking pretty desperate. Will Renee join the team, or will she go solo? Anyway, see you next week on an all-new Mew Mew Power.
Don't go away. Mew Mew Power will return. Only on 4Kids TV.
Next time on the Mew Mews. It's time for the big kendo tournament. What? You've never heard of kendo? It's a sport where guys hit each other with sticks. Everyone's totally psyched, but I'm still freaking out over my coast-to-coast Mew Mew debut. Talk about a primetime disaster. Just when I get up enough courage to finally face Mark, leave it to Dren to pull what just might be his slimiest trick ever. And that's saying something. Anyway, see you next week on an all-new Mew Mew Power. Next time on the Mew Mews. After battling a Predacite with a real appetite for destruction, well, really an appetite for anything, me and the girls suddenly realized that Mini-Mew's missing, and he's nowhere to be found. What are we gonna do?
I vote for shopping.
We think he may have been captured by the Cineclons, and who knows what they've got planned for him. We've got to find our furry little friend, and fast. Anyway, see you next week on an all-new Mew Mew Power. Next time on the Mew Mews, Bridget is so, majorly crushing on this super hot college guy she met at the library. Okay, got the girly gossip talk out of the way. But seriously, Bridget is in love, and we're helping her deal with it calmly and rationally.
Confess your love, confess your love, confess your love.
Are you girls totally crazy? I mean... Secret loves, broken hearts, and perilous battles with ravenous book-eating dust mite monsters. Anyway, see you next week on an all-new Mew Mew Power. Next time on the Mew Mews. How lucky can you possibly get? Well, if you're one of the Mew Mews, pretty lucky. Guess who's going on an all-free, all-fun tropical island getaway? You've got it, and we're totally psyched. They'll be swimming, surfing, snacking, and of course, a healthy dose of heartwarming, inspirational drama. Not to mention teenage angst and a giant enemy anemone. Save that 5 times. Anyway, see you next week on an all-new Mew Mew Power. Next time on the Mew Mews, when everyone's favorite monkey Mew Mew gets the flu.
Kiki.
We discover the secret life of Kiki. And believe me, it's no picnic. Ugh, how does she do it? Taking care of 4 demon brothers and a baby sister? No thanks. And on top of that, she's got to fight a mutant chicken monster with an egg launcher. Anyway, see you next week on an all-new Mew Mew Power. Next time on the Mew Mews. First, Karina has a really weird dream that freaks her out and makes her act like a spoiled brat. I mean, you know, more than usual. Then, Elliot discovers a mysterious substance that might make us all even more powerful. Which, of course, means the Cineclons will stop at nothing to get their creepy hands on it. But it gets worse, because now Karina wants to leave the Mew Mews. How can she even think that? Anyway, see you next week on an all-new Mew Mew Power. Next time on the Mew Mews, I face one of my toughest enemies ever. Homework! And nobody seems to want to bail me out.
I am in no shape to help you, Zoe. I'm seriously freaking out.
Then, to make matters worse, that pint-sized Cineclon Tarb sends out a swarm of psycho cicadas. Oh, why do these things have to happen to me? Anyway, see you next week on an all-new Mew Mew Power. Next time on the Mew Mews, Megan and Mimi temporarily lose their minds and go gaga for Elliot and Wesley. And here's the kicker. They want me to set them up. Talk about Mission Impossible. Those 2 science geeks would rather do stupid experiments than take out my best friends. But the joke's on them when the lovebirds get their revenge.
You've got to do something or these Predicites are gonna have us for lunch!
Anyway, see you next week on an all-new Mew Mew Power.
Hey there, witchlings! Fly on down to the brand new Doremi Magic Shop.
Formerly known as the Rusty Broom Magic Shop.
But not anymore, Patina.
We turned your dumpy old store,
Hey!
Into a cool new spot.
for all your magical needs.
They also turned me into a little green blob.
And
the Do-Re-Mi Magic Shop, magic's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Be sure to catch the premiere of Magical Do-Re-Mi next week.
Magical Do-Re-Mi will be right back, only on 4Kids TV.
And now, the ways of the witchlings. Lesson 93, the magical wanderer. Wave it high and cast your spell. What will appear? Only the wanderer can tell. To find out more about the ways of the witchlings, watch back-to-back episodes of Magical Do-Re-Mi right here on 4Kids TV.
You're watching 4Kids TV. The Mew Mews are back. And now back to Magical Do-Re-Mi.
So, we're on this big fishing trip, and Dory gets bitten by the love bug. He happens to be the dreamiest boy I've ever met. Can she catch him before it's too late?
Hey, I got a feeling I hooked a big one.
Please don't go. I still haven't told you how I feel. Don't miss another Magical Do-Re-Mi. Next. Our friend got a new bunny who gets a little lost. I know we'll find her. Lulu! Did Lulu hop into some trouble? So is she going to be all right?
I wish I could say.
It's bunny love like you've never seen before on Magical Do-Re-Mi. Next week.
On an all-new Shaman King, when a bold warrior is unable to join the fight,
Amidamaru is not ready for battle.
A brave shaman must stand alone.
Yo is unable to achieve spirit form. He's defenseless. Attack Yo now!
Don't miss an all-new Shaman King next week.
I do love to watch a good fight.
On an all-new Shaman King, a new town brings grave danger.
What is that thing?
An old enemy brings new temptation.
You should be with me.
And a young shaman threatens everything.
If you do this, you will destroy your own spirit. I sure know!
It's an all-new Shaman King next week.
You're checking out Yu-Gi-Oh! Capsule Monsters. Next, party hardy with Viva Pinata. Then, get set for Yu-Gi-Oh! Only on 4Kids TV. For the first time ever on 4Kids TV, see how it all began with the original Yu-Gi-Oh! The original rivals, the original monsters, the original duels. So join the Yu-Gi-Oh! Adventure from the very beginning at 11, only on 4Kids TV.
You're checking out Yu-Gi-Oh! Capsule Monsters. Next, get your scanners, you're going to Chaotic. Then jump ahead to Ninja Turtles Fast Forward, only on 4Kids TV.
On the next all-new Yu-Gi-Oh! Capsule Monsters, Yugi faces the indestructible seven-armed Fiend. The first of a two-part epic battle on an all-new Yu-Gi-Oh! Capsule Monsters, next week.
The night of the Miss Magic competition, stars come out to shine.
Let's see what happens this year at our exciting talent contest!
Don't miss the Winx Club, coming up next, only on 4Kids TV.
On the next, all-new Sonic X. In his quest to build a dark empire,
Those hostages need our help.
Eggman will stop at nothing.
I'll finish them with one blast!
Oh, yeah! Catch an all-new Sonic X next week. Up next on the menu, we're on tour with the American Idol. And catch our exclusive interviews with Carrie Underwood and Bo Bice. All that and more up next on the menu.
Everything that has rotted throughout all time, rise up now and join the army of decay. Rise up from the deep and destroy everything in your path. The witches prepare for their final assault on Althea. Don't miss the Winx Club next week.
Witches begin their battle march. All that's left to conquer are those pixies. Their destruction will be swift and merciless. But Bloom is ready to bring it on with the power of the Dragon Flame. Don't miss the Winx Club, coming up next.
On the next, Sonic X. What's hiding at the bottom of Prison Island?
Shut down the entire system and hurry!
The answer will amaze you.
You! It can't be!
Don't miss Sonic X. Later this morning.
In the beginning, there were witches, ogres, trolls, and one kick-butt Earth Girl. Find out how it all started on the Winx Club, coming up next.
On the next, Sonic X. Maximum security, maximum danger, calls for maximum courage. Can Sonic survive escape from Prison Island? Catch Sonic X later this morning.
I'm Kirsty.
And I'm Chloe, two talk radio divas with two very different styles.
Hi, how can we help?
No one likes me.
Loser!
Tune in to Bratz later this morning.
A rising star.
Put your hands together for Musa!
Faces her toughest audience yet.
You're surrendering or I'm destroying your father right now!
Just don't hurt him!
Don't miss this show on the Winx Club later this morning.
We take some old friends from another dimension on a tour of New York. If you want to experience New York, I've got 2 words for you. Hot dogs.
Tell me again what this is made of. Tourists.
It's an all-new Ninja Turtles. Next.
Time for me and Snake Eyes to play the ultimate game of hide and seek. I should thank you. I'll be known as the bloke who beat the world's greatest ninja.
G.I. Joe Sigma 6. All new later this morning.
We are opening the 4Kids Vault for a lost episode of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
You lost a whole episode?
All new, never before seen, lost episode.
Lost. Gone forever. This isn't happening!
It's a lost epic battle you have to see to believe.
But if it's still in the vault, it's technically not lost.
Catch a lost,
but now found.
Ninja Turtles, up next. Then, check out an all-new Ninja Turtles Fast Forward at 10.
Sonic's world and Earth are about to collide.
Our only hope to save both worlds is to send you and Sonic back home.
Time's running out.
Catch Sonic X before it's too late. Coming up next.
Start your engines. They're coming. It's the Bad Boy Bikers versus Kirby in Cappytown's biggest race ever. No warp stars allowed. Don't get left behind. Catch an all-new Kirby right back at you later this morning.
On the next Sonic X, a hunt for buried treasure leads to underwater warfare. Can Sonic sink this creep from the deep? Or is he in over his head? Find out on the next Sonic X. Up next.
Dicata battle. You and me right now. I win, you're gone. I've got you right where I want you.
Cast the power with an all-new Dicata Defenders. Today at 11.
On the next piece of One Piece, is it sink or swim for Luffy?
You can't! No!
Sink it is. Come aboard an all-new episode of One Piece and find out. Coming up next.
Birds, nature's most gentle creatures.
That's a load of hooey! They attacking Cappytown, destroying everything! Get me Kirby! But how can Kirby beat that beach behemoth? Find out on an all-new Kirby right back at you later this morning.
It's a summer bummer for Sanji when his hope of finding the fish of his dreams doesn't pan out.
I just gotta have that fish.
No way! An all-new episode of One Piece is coming up next.
The Winx girls battle a giant snow monster while trapped on the ice world Sparks. I think it's time for Plan B. What's Plan B? Run! Don't miss the Winx Club next week.
The new Sonic X. It's an intergalactic attack as Eggman teams up with the Meta-Rex to destroy Sonic and the crew.
Sonic, no!
It's an all-new Sonic X next.
Cobra Commander's ambush takes Duke and the gang by surprise.
This fight will be electrified!
Little do they know, they're in for a shocking experience which renders them helpless. Don't miss an all-new G.I. Joe Sigma 6 later this morning.
So me and Sensei were out and about, and Touch and Go wanted to join in the fun. What's the matter, Sparky? Dead battery?
Michelangelo, stop showing off.
Sorry, Sensei. Check out Best of the Ninja Turtles, coming up next.
Start your engines. They're coming. It's the Bad Boy Bikers versus Kirby in Cappytown's biggest race ever. No warp stars allowed. Don't get left behind. Catch an all-new Kirby right back at you later this morning.
It's not often you meet a howling, flying, bandaged monster who turns down generous gifts and doesn't make friends easily. But you gotta admit, the dude has some sweet moves. It's an all-new Ninja Turtles. Next!
G.I. Joe Sigma 6. Duke, team leader. Snake Eyes, Ninja Commando. Heavy duty, artillery master. And we need you, too. Report for duty to G.I. Joe Sigma 6. All new, later this morning.
Don't go away. G.I. Joe Sigma 6 has moved to a new time, and we're coming up next. Things are really heating up with Cobra, so you won't want to miss a minute of the action.
On a new Ninja Turtles, Leonardo returns to the ancient land of his ancestors. There, he begins a search for redemption, enlightenment, and the ultimate teacher.
Nice one, eh?
It's an all-new Ninja Turtles, next week.
A new computer turns Kirby and DDD into cartoons. But when the computer turns into a monster, the real show begins.
I'm going to delete your friend Kirby permanently.
Don't miss an all-new Kirby Right Back action coming up next.
So me and Sensei were out and about, and Touch and Go wanted to join in the fun. What's the matter, Sparky? Dead battery?
Michelangelo, stop showing off.
Sorry, Sensei. Check out Best of the Ninja Turtles next week.
Start your engines. They're coming. It's the Bad Boy Bikers versus Kirby in Cappytown's biggest race ever. No warp stars allowed. Don't get left behind. Catch an all-new Kirby Right Back action coming up next.
Coming up on Best of the Ninja Turtles, my obsession with comic books leads us to a house of action heroes.
It's just some old dudes.
Old? So we had to help these old-timers before it was too late.
Oh, no.
It's Best of the Ninja Turtles next week.
Sonic has the green emerald. Or does he?
Eggman.
It's monkeys, Eggman, and chaos on a jungle planet for Sonic and the gang. It's an all-new Sonic X next week.
It's not often you meet a howling, flying, bandaged monster who turns down generous gifts and doesn't make friends easily. But you gotta admit, the dude has some sweet moves. It's an all-new Ninja Turtles next week.
Bloom battles it out with Princess Diaspro to win Brandon's heart.
You're finished!
You're the one who's finished!
No, I'm just getting started.
Oh, yeah? Don't miss the Winx Club next week.
Is it good luck or bad luck for old Roger's hometown?
Good luck?
Wrong. An all-new episode of One Piece is coming up next week.
What do you call a national meeting of doctors? A snooze fest? Wrong! An ambush!
Dr. H!
Come aboard an all-new episode of One Piece. Coming up next.
Sonic comes for Dream and Cosmo.
Let her go, or you'll be sorry.
Oh, yeah! Gators, space, and cheese snapping challenge Sonic and the gang. It's an all-new Sonic X next week.
I still have one more card out. The card that took the last bit of Yugi's courage to play. And now it's time to find out what it is. It's the grand finale of the match of the millennium on 1 full hour of Yu-Gi-Oh! Coming up next.
Will Raph ever learn? Hologram. 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 You stinking! And all new Ninja Turtles Fast Forward next week.
On the next all-new Viva Pinata, Polly and Fergie find the perfect hiding spot.
What a dump! A dump in the middle of nowhere? You know what this means? We probably can't get a pizza delivered?
You gotta catch an all-new Viva...
You got questions, like, what is that? Did that hurt? And how did we get 99 years in the future? Well, get your answers on the first ever episode of Ninja Turtles Fast Forward next week.
An ill-fated journey to a dangerous new land.
That board game! We've entered the world of capsule monsters!
Don't miss the season premiere of Yu-Gi-Oh! Capsule Monsters. Up next, only on 4Kids TV.
The Dreadnoughts are on the move, and Duke is in a race to stop them. But will somebody stop Duke first? Don't miss the season premiere of G.I. Joe Sigma 6 later this morning.
Girls are smarter, stronger, and better than boys.
You think girls are better than guys? Let's find out today. Which are better, boys or girls? The answer on an all-new Chaotic next week. Will Raph ever learn? Hologram. 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 You stinking! An all-new Ninja Turtles Fast Forward next week.
On the season finale of Yu-Gi-Oh! Capsule Monsters, the final battle. Will Yugi and his friends survive, or be trapped in the world of Capsule Monsters forever? Don't miss the season finale of Yu-Gi-Oh! Capsule Monsters next week.